Now, here's a challenge, Danny. The throw, the run, and the catch. I think if there's any event that has track and field Olympic level potential in disc sports, it's throw, run, and catch.
This really does take an amazing amount of concentration to get off a good throw, then have that ability to really sprint out and get to the throw you just thrown, because it's riding on really unpredictable wind. That wind, you want some good wind, so it could do anything with it. So to be able to get there, predict where it's going, and make that one-handed catch really takes a good athlete.
I think Hiroshi Oshima, the Japanese champion, is probably the rising star in this event. He just seems to have such an effective delivery, and he is so amazingly fast, particularly in his early run. That acceleration. He makes it look simple in the catching end because he's gotten there so quickly. There's one of his big fans.
Here's a fellow here that's got the power. This is Stefan Andersson from Sweden. He's got rather a unique run-up too, Dan. This is something that you won't see very often. It is a turnaround throw that he really gets a lot of power into. Doesn't quite move like Hero.
He gets it done, though. That's a nice one.
That's a great catch.
That's out there probably in the 70-meter range. Look at the motion now in this turnaround. And the flow of the disc. He gets the full upper body turn, and boom.
Gets those hips in there. That's really important, getting that hip, shoulders, all of the body that you can.
I think at this point that Peter Bowie of New Zealand is one of the best technicians in the event. I think he knows the plastic the best. I think he plays the wind the best. He may not actually have the most power, but I think his throw is consistently intelligent and gets the most of the wind. He's a smooth runner, and I don't think I've ever seen him drop a close one.
That's a real good one for him, too. He's there with it, waiting on it. He's happy with that one.
He's up there.
78.07 meters is the first place winner in TRC.
All right, that's going to take him into the finals of self-taught flight, and he's got to be happy.
Okay, Don, so what is MTA?
Well, perhaps it'd be best to first show you one. It's a field event that has a lot of special challenge to it, in that we throw it into the wind and try to have it catch the wind and lift and then float down, tacking on the wind before we catch it. So it's like fishing in a sense, that you have to match the right disc to the right wind and then hope to have the wind work with you and the right technique to have the disc at the right angle so it stays in the air as long as possible.
And it is supposed to come back?
Yes, and in fact,
it did.
All right, Dan, looks like we got the women warming up for their MTA portion of the self-taught flight finals.
I hope they saw my demonstration so they know the correct technique. These days, the women's record is over 10 seconds for MTA, and I think we can expect a pretty interesting final. There's Mary Jorgensen, one of the finalists, Wendy Coates, Chris O'Cleary.
Here's Liz Herrick from San Diego.
Liz has really come along recently. That's a nice throw, great penetration, flattening out nicely.
A great diving catch there by Liz Herrick.
Wendy Coates put together a near world record performance in throw, run, and catch, and a good solid MTA to take the overall SCF title.
Boy, that was another great throw for Wendy.
Now we're coming up to the big one, the open final. Conrad Damon in this. He's got a little different technique. Not really having to go too far for it.
Boy, a nice ride there for Conrad, and then it just dropped like the proverbial rock. Here's Hiro Oshima, and as we said, this guy has got the tools.
good work.
Boy, that was looking great.
sucked if you were here.
It looks like they're all having wind problems. Stefan really had the window in the throw running catch, and it just looks like the disc isn't doing much for him here up on the main field.
Seems like that wind is really swirling around.
Here's the technician. He's going at a much different angle than the others. Oh boy, that could be it.
He's really digging for this one.
Peter finally found the way to go. He made the catch. He went in a much different direction. Maybe it's because of the swirling wind, whatever, but Peter caught that one over there nicely over in the ball diamond.
One of the keys to the event that people don't really realize, it's not just practice, but it's practice with the same disc all the time. You've really got to know how your disc likes to fly, and you've got to throw it how it likes to fly. And for example, I've been throwing the same disc now for nearly 6 years. So that really helps me a lot because I know what it's going to do. It's like an old friend. I case it inside other discs so it doesn't get damaged when I transport it to the event, and it's always in a plastic bag straight after the event. And so no, I've used exactly the same disc and won a lot of tournaments with it.
And so if you were losing this one for a reason or another, I mean, you will find another one? I mean,
well,
the same one exactly?
In the last couple of years, I've been lucky enough to locate 2 exact replicas of exactly the same mold with exactly the same hot stamp on the top, so I can really have a little confidence there to know that I do have a spare.
He went in a much different direction.
That's an impressive win over a strong field. He's a master of that event right now.